Okay. Nice. No, I went too slow, so the thing considered me. It considers this a new stream rip. Dang, I should have went faster. I couldn't save my. So I guess it was an issue with OBS. Yeah, it doesn't dig a hole, but it's not supposed to. No, this remove is only for removing a specific shape, but not to create a hole. Editor is really cool now. I have things like animations. I can move things around, undo. I guess I'm ready to plug this thing into my undo redo system now that I have add remove. Yeah, that was the main goal actually, to be able to plug that into. So essentially when I want to do, no, I have my own thing now called an AABB3, which has potential to be much faster. If you want to look at it, here's the code. Yep, true. I've never lied actually. Sorry, I'm like, I got a bunch of like hot peppers here. Pretty good. Yeah, okay, let's try to plug that into my undo redo. Because that's the whole point, to have something like that that I can change dynamically. In other words, this remove from path should not work like this anymore. It should... Hey, peace. So we're going back to rectangle F, R, well, my current implementation probably doesn't, but it has the potential to. Okay, what do I do? I'm trying to plug this into my undo redo system. In other words, when I create, guess in create entity, add to vertical path, R, and the skip is no longer required. Yeah. Okay. So now when I create an entity, it instantly adds it to the path. Okay. Now when I remove it, it should remove. And I give you e dot rect. Okay, something like that. Move entity. Yeah. Approaches. Hey, check his thing, Cecil. You might actually like it. It's using a lot of magic, so it's a quad tree that you don't need to add. For each item, they only appear in one node. And there's not that much lines of code here. Trying to think about how to know. Move entity. So when you're moving, I think I add a line here and I say remove from path e.rect, and then I'll do, after the update, add equal to path e.rect. I think that works. This is not the greatest code because it's not supposed to be done here. Yeah, I want to send it. Well, it didn't work. Oh, because we're not, as I'm moving, we're not going. Yeah, I need to do this for it to work. As I'm moving, it should also update. Okay, that's fun though. Let's keep it like that for now. And then resize would be the same thing. Remove from path. Add to path. This is so cool if this works. Oh, Wow. Oh, I broke it. Well, it's not really broken, it's because it doesn't continuously update. So I don't really have the old. But I mean, it's close enough to see that it's cool. Oh, man. Oh, oh, I didn't think about that. I'm locally updating here, so this one doesn't get recomputed. It's a lot more dynamic than before. Yeah. It's kind of cool because I got something that's pretty data oriented too. Hmm. I'm kind of confused. Oh, the remove from path doesn't work because at the time that I'm removing, this entity is still at that position. In other words, what I should do is here. But I should preserve. Oh, like this, like old rec. And then here I do old rec. And then the same thing here in move entity, old rec. Whoa. Why does it not work? Oh. Right, it does work. In the undo because you're doing the whole jump. But if I'm doing it dragging, then I don't get the old one here. Okay. So I have to do it here. The move. Update. Okay. So I guess I do this. Rectangle F. Old rect equals first rect. I'll do the same here. I'll just reuse whatever. Do your update. Where's the code here? And I do this. After the update. But this didn't happen. Oh no, it does happen. Yeah, okay. Not my greatest code, but I think it will work. Okay, if that works, this is gonna be really fun to play with. Oh, there we go. Oh. Oh, it breaks sometimes. Or, no, it didn't break because I'm contained. This worked. Oh, man. How cool is that? Yeah, as soon as you're contained, the thing disappears. And then, boop, it reappears. Okay, that's a bug. But I'm not sure how to fix that. What is that? This is the thing that's gonna power my pathfinding algorithm. It divides the space into non-overlapping rectangles. And then you can use that for the pathfinding. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. I guess removing is not as easy as I thought. There's an edge case. If you remove something that ends up really far away. Oh man, how do I fix? Oh, you don't want to have a ripple effect. That's what I was scared about. Nice, and it works with my undo system thing. For the most part, except for that bug. Oh man, this is incredible. Oh man, I wish TikTok saw that. Yeah, okay. How do we fix that? And it looks like that's fast enough for my purposes because there's no dropped frames here, even though my code sucks. It looks like a flicker, but it's working exactly right. Man, I could reuse that for a physics engine. I really have to make my next game require physics, even though I hate physics. Imagine a platformer where you have moving platforms and you use this algorithm for them. You could literally have the thing update in real time as the platforms are moving and have like perfect deterministic physics. But how do we fix this right here? Hey, D-Crew, work! Don't let me distract you. Oh man, how do we... Oh, this is so hard. How am I supposed to know from this rectangle? Wait, let's remove that. Like, what am I doing here? I'm moving this. And then, so I'm removing everything that intersect with this rectangle and then re-adding everything. But this thing happens to be built from something that is really far away. Am I supposed to remember those that I remove and have like and have to ripple? I have to memorize what I'm removing and then ripple that back without removing. I'm gonna code it the dumb way. But it's so hard. It's like I'm supposed to do a query for every rectangle that I'm removing. I guess it's okay because they're locally done. How do you... Oh man. So so cool. I've been dreaming about being able to do this for years. Crazy how many layers of code there is just to get this effect. Even with the rectangles doing this visually. Wow. And if you look at the little number here, the 1, you can see how many of those there are. Like right now there's 4, 5, 3, 2. Okay, how do I? Oh, I don't want to have to do so many queries just for one deletion. Just that it works with undo and redo is incredibly cool. So when I remove 1, here I'm removing something. It's like I'm supposed to do a query. Huh. Do I try it? Objective metrics. Yeah. So should I just do 2 loops? And then a for each and a for each. And get rid of this R. Let's do this. What am I doing? Something like that. With instead of entities, I do AAVB3 the query at O. And I add that. This is messy. Are you talking to me, by the way? S-A-H. My freaking PDF thing can't find it. Ugly. Also, I'm no longer adding R or querying on R, which I think I should, but maybe I don't. Here I'm removing O.leave. Is there even a reason for Apple Path? I guess there is, to hold the leaf and then also some draw code. Hey. Let's just do that and see what happens. I hope I don't need to do it. Or I guess I could do it as a separate loop. That works. It's more expensive, but I don't think it matters. Because I can't notice anything bad right now. In my previous version, this would have broken, right? This is so crazy. Let's take that. I'm probably doing extra work that doesn't need to be done. But maybe not. Yeah, this is broken here. So I guess my new thing works. So cool. It looks like there are flickers sometimes, but it's just the sorting. Because when I draw like this black border thing, it overlaps by 1 pixel. You know, I could try to not do that. This here. By 2F. Instead I should not expand and use that. Expand rect. Thickness would be minus thickness. Like that. And here I would use just rect. Oh, mistake here. It should become rect. Looks good. I will hide the flicker thing, I think. Oh, but now we end up with a bit of... But I guess it's to be expected. Wow. Very cool. It feels so smooth just seeing those lines moving around. Is there a way to not show this double line? You would have to draw like both border on top of each other. Wow. No dropped frames so far. Hello? Oh, this whole thing is not a rectangle, right? It's the combination of a lot of rectangles. So I can't select it. I can only move whatever is used to construct it. Right. Oh, that's so funny. Like, yeah, the rectangles that we see here, they don't actually exist. It's like an abstraction over the world objects. I can't wait to use that in the and do some actual pathfinding on top. Wow. Hey Cecil, so if I wanted in this game, I could... so let's say you have many players, each control one unit. I could remove the part under the unit so that other units don't pathfind there. I mean, I'm sure there are complexities with that, but essentially it would make that units avoid each other's when they're doing pathfinding. I wonder how it would look in practice. Pretty fancy, yeah. So like essentially, when you're on that unit, you would update the graph, do the pathfinding, then go to the next unit, update the graph, do the pathfinding, and it would somehow like, essentially the first ones that are there. No, it doesn't work exactly. No, you would create the graph with every single unit, and then for one unit, you would remove no, you would create the whole graph. Then for each unit, you would remove them. No, wait. That corridor. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. I see like ways to break that. And I don't know if it's like too expensive. Like if you look at this, we have like a bunch of queries just to remove. Like we have a query here, and then for each one in this loop, a bunch of queries. I don't know if it's too expensive. Maybe not. Though I think this algorithm can be made much better if I put some thinking. Right now I'm not really thinking, I'm just doing. Okay, let's commit this at least. I don't see any mistakes. I've tried to break it doing stuff, but it doesn't seem to break. This looks perfectly vertical. That's so nice. So I finally have the beginning of a non-tile based pathfinding system with like automatically updating graphs. So if I want, I could like have my levels be really dynamic with things moving around and breaking the pathfinding. I'm not sure what happens though if you have a path computed and then somehow something changes and you can't go through there. No idea yet how you're supposed to handle that, but oh man. But yeah, I'd really like to build like even no without the pathfinding, just a physics system that uses this. Hey, I don't know if I showed you that, but I have a fluid simulation that sort of that could use this grafting. Check that. Flood it was called. With a bunch of fancy shaders. Bum, bum, dum, dum. Whee. And then I can create rectangles. This is just a simple Gaussian filter. I can't wait to add that to the game. This is my algorithm to solve levels so that I know if they're beatable. It's not running in real time, essentially. It's running in a different time scale. Okay, let's commit that. I guess triggers, I can finally get rid of those, add to paths, clear paths. Hey, let's have fun with the clear path though. Just to see the local updating. Oops. Man, it looks like it's working so well. And the code is not insanely hard or complex. Well, it's a bit complex. Okay. Why did it go all the way there? Wait, what? How does it reach all the way there when I'm moving here? Oh. This one. It's because I'm using the AABB3 and re-adding them. And then when I add, I do a query, right? A query on what though? On the verticals? From vertical. This code might be sketchy, I'm not sure. Oh, I don't have a select all yet. Right, so when I delete, I'm really confused why it works actually. How does this end up working when I'm not directly adding it? No, this is a remove. Right, I'm removing and then I'm adding it later. Not in remove from path. Right. So arguably my other code was not good. It was not only removing, but it was also adding behind the scenes. Interesting. So yeah, this code I'm starting to get more confidence. Even though it's not the best implementation. Oh, that's so cool. We're starting to see like the power of the local updating. So let's say I had like a lot more stuff. Okay, let's clear that. So let's say I'm playing only here. I could see a future where let's say like there's some really big maps and I decide I don't want to compute the whole map, the whole map's graph. I could actually locally update a zone and then over time maybe clear it and recompute the Yeah, this could be used for other stuff that I'm not thinking about yet. But like this sort of local updating has some interesting properties. Okay, I'll remove everything except this clear, because the clear is still useful, but add and remove, they're not. Well, remove might be useful though. Let's try that again. Remove, that's K. Maybe they're all still useful. No, it's not useful. I can't remove it now with this thing. Why? I mean, I knew why, but I forgot why. Oh, because earlier I had special code to remove the one that I... yeah, okay. Okay, so I don't want anything. These can get wrecked. So this is all temporary code anyways. It's just there. I'm just doing some commits, but eventually I'm going to compare this with my real code base and then add the changes manually and maybe ignore some stuff. That's funny, the remove was never committed. Oh. This, I guess I'll remove. It's a ninja edit, but I don't care. Okay. Redo. All those comments are gonna get lost to time. Okay. The next big part will be negatives. This concept that you can have a negative thing. Give me 1 sec though. Hey, land 4. Yeah. And I'm making progress, surprisingly. It has been 80 years, yeah. Yeah. I always eventually come back. Check this out. Look at that. Damn, it's so cool. Old user. I was in exile for a little bit. Wait, what? Hat? Oh, I didn't think about that. Hmm. When left and right end up being the same because the width is the same. Oh, that's so cool. I tested like for a lot of time already, and I didn't catch this one. Well, if that's the case, you kind of don't want to do anything, right? R.width is bigger than 0, or it's not really or, it's and. Same thing if it's a width, a height of nothing. They have to have a width. Do I just do this? Rectangle F rect O dot rect dot just rect. Tired of writing long stuff. Oh. Ooh, I thought I messed up. This case never happens because you're already in overlaps, right? So it's impossible to happen. Yeah, I don't need to handle that. But I do want to keep this recting idea. Perfect. It's kind of fun because it crashed because I'm using a sorted dictionary, which I guess I should probably not be using. Ooh. So right now we have 0 because this has a width of 0. Let's do the same here. It's so sick. So let's do like this so we can really see what's going on. Oh, let's do this here. Oh, I removed the snapping to itself, apparently. That's so cool. Oh, because of my expand, it becomes a negative circle. Whatever. Visual bugs. So this our algorithm is designed so that you don't have any overlapping. Let's use this. What happens if I do that? Perfect. Now we can see the difference. So you see how these two rectangles can overlap? But they get divided so that the whole area doesn't overlap. 3D map implementation, yeah. It's way too fun to play with this. try a type of 2. I'm glad I didn't remove those other ones from this branch. I think I fixed everything. There was one edge case where I could have a rectangle that was a width of 0. So you see there, but now it's fixed. Now it doesn't get added. I should probably do something about this. Like, you see how it's invisible, but it's still there? Maybe I should do like some visuals to show that there's something here. Like, usually map editors have a list of all the objects. I don't really want that. Yet, at least. Ooh, I dropped 3 frames, why? Right, yeah.
I am a robot.
Thanks for your follow, Pledgy. Was that a bug? What I just did there? That might be a bug. Or is it a bug only in this branch? I'm not sure. Okay, so you're saying by a width W, perfectly touching but not overlapping. So I'm snapping right now to the grid. Oop, you see that? I left 200 pixels or something. Okay, let's do it better. I'm up here, snapping. So now they're perfectly but I think for this I should do it the other way, with vertical. I should have snapped my grid so it doesn't subdivide. Am I not snapping? Okay, there we go. I wasn't snapping. Okay, now we're perfect. I'm gonna make these smaller. Alright, are you ready? Let's make it even smaller. I actually handled that case. I coded it specifically, so it did that. If you look at range, overlaps, I made it be smaller or equal, bigger or equal. So that's why if the A is exactly on B, it's considered an overlap. So satisfying. I should do a game that is but width and height, how would I do that? Like this. New game confirmed, yeah. I don't know if that was the right way to try it. Oops. I can't wait to code the horizontal ones. So right now they're snapped to the grid. So essentially this Y is 800 and this one is 400 plus 400, so it puts you at 800. If instead I make this be, let's make this 801. So you see now there's a slight 1 pixel separation. So now it doesn't touch. 0.1, 0.0001. Oh. Well, you can't see that. So apparently 0.001. Wait, no, maybe I didn't do it. 0.001. Huh. I guess floating points have issues sometimes. When I add enough zeros, it becomes considered on it. Lurk mode. No. I wonder if I should make my world coordinates snap to integers instead of floating points. Viewbot mode, nice. I only allow human viewbots. Oh man. Like there's something so alien about this way of dividing space. That is not right away intuitive when you're playing with the shapes. So I feel like you could make a puzzle game based on this. Somehow. I don't know exactly how, but... Alright, am I ready to code the next part of this adventure? Yeah. Okay. I guess I commit. I fixed the bug, right? And a slight refactor. Fix. So in the case where the width is 0, we don't do anything. If we don't do anything, then we don't do anything, right? We should just escape out. This whole algorithm is useless if this doesn't do anything. I think so. I think I'll just do if equals 0 or this equals 0. Return. Maybe with a slight comment. I could now move this check up here so that we don't even do the query. But let's try it anyways. Oops. Appears to work. Hey, Corum. Yeah. So let's move this check all the way up here. Nope, I've not. Hey, by the way, for everyone that's a game dev, I'm hosting a game jam in around 2 weeks. You can join it here. Uno Game Jam on itch. Already 42 people apparently. No $1,000 prize pool though. So what is this? The 1000 coding? Do you have a link? Or I guess I could find it myself. Social experiment. I see there's a YouTube, GitHub, the real Karith on Twitter. Oh, that's cool. I like this Twitter already. The Prisoner's Dilemma. Oh, I heard of that before. Premise. Nice. Yes, this beautiful install stellar. Fine, I'll allow you. My version was better. Get wrecked. Some of the artwork here was graciously provided. Okay. Hello. Mysterious Carrie K video. You are a green man, and you live in the Green Nations, alongside many other green people. Across the river, there is a purple nation, inhabited by many purple people, including your purple pen pal. You've known him your whole life. Also, the green and purple nations are friendly. There are green gemstones buried in the hillside of the Green Nation. And there are purple gemstones buried in the hillside of the Purple Nation. Now, green people don't find green gemstones very interesting because they see them everywhere, every day. Looking at green gemstone is like looking at dirt, so common that your brain learns to tune it out. So green people value them at $1. However, when green people find purple gemstone, they are amazed. Because a purple gemstone in green territory is super rare. It's like a once in a lifetime discovery. So they value them at $3. Nice. That's some good memes. I feel like this invalidates the whole premise. Because you just need 3 green. And they're really common as dirt. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading in case the plot is unexpected. In the Purple Nation, it's the same situation but flipped. Anyway, one day, you, Green, and your pen pal, Purple, Right, that's true. That's like making money. That was unexpected. Message each other online. You two realize that with all the cheap gemstones lying around, you could trade them and make a lot of money. Yeah, yeah. So here's your game plan. At tomorrow noon, we'll meet in the center of the river, and you'll each bring a waterproof briefcase containing one gemstone of your color. You'll exchange the suitcases. Then you'll each travel back to your home countries, and only then can you open them, because the gems aren't waterproof. That's the plan. Oh, smart. I brought my gemstone in this briefcase. I did too. Okay, this is starting to bring some social stuff in here. Okay. Yeah, that kind of messes up the whole thing. Strategies. 2 hours later at 2 p.m. You secretly kept your green gemstones at home and gave your pen pal an empty briefcase. He gave you his purple gemstone in the briefcase. Yeah. Well, you kind of wrecked your whole thing for life now. Now, here's the sneaky bit. You two have both agreed to this plan, and you should follow it, but you yourself could sabotage it. Your briefcase is supposed to contain a green gemstone, but you could just as easily put nothing inside. You'll wade through the river, hand your purple friend an empty briefcase that he thinks has a green treasure in it, and then part ways. At the end of the day, you will end up with one gemstone richer, and your friend won't be nearby when he realizes you're left his with nothing. So there's no price to pay by sabotaging. Seems like a win-win. Yeah, each player has 2 options. Well, let's create a 2x2 chart to map out every possible action. Man, now I can't. I don't get how this is worth $1,000. It feels like he's walking you through the solution. Well, let's create 2x2 chart to map out every possible action you and your friend could take. Yeah, not yet. You could choose to put your green gemstone in the brief. Okay, yeah, exactly. Or leave it out. Your friend could also choose to put his purple gemstones in the briefcase, or leave it out. We'll call these options cooperating. Okay, let's see. I'm listening to the music, so I'm getting distracted. The lens of the gemstone grid. Cooperate, put them in briefcase, so 3, 3. So if you give one gemstone, both end up with 3. Or you can end up with 5, 5, or 1, 1. If the green one... Wait, so the purple has access to a green one? If you cooperate with the plan, you'll both receive a gemstone of the opposite color, resulting in the end value of $3. Yeah, so that's not good. If you both defect from the plan and leave your briefcase empty, you'll both be offset. Oh, I see, the briefcase is empty. So you keep the one that you could have given, okay. But still have your original gemstone in your house, which, since they're ordinary at home, they are $1. Now, if one of you cooperates and the other defects, the cooperator actually loses his gemstone and doesn't get anything back. Right, okay, because if you give it and you get nothing back, yeah. So he'll pitifully end up with nothing. But the defector gets to take both gemstone home, resulting in a questionably obtained $4 in his house. Wait, actually, how is it $5 if you have 1 plus 4? Is that a mistake in the image? Wait, no, never mind. Let's keep reading. Let's actually say he gets full collection bonus of $1, giving his $5. If you have the full rare collection. Okay, I see. But it does seem a bit contrived, but trust me, this will make things more consistent. Boring, local, exquisite, full collection. Anyway, this whole scenario is analogous to the famous prisoner's dilemma, where we've got two rational agents trying to maximize their expected score in this sort of 2x2 matrix. Let's take a look from your perspective. If you assume your pen pal will cooperate because he is a righteous, compassionate person at heart, then the two available outcomes you can choose between. You gain more by defecting from the deal. $5 is more than $3. However, if you assume your pen pal will defect because he is a conniving, untrustworthy person at heart, then of the two available outcomes you can choose, you gain more by defecting from the deal. One is more than 0. So no matter what your friend truly does, your optimal move is always to defect. The scoreboard is symmetrical, so your pen pal is in exactly the same situation. You'd gain more. I think they call that the Nash equilibrium, right? You'd gain more by defecting if you cooperate, and you'd gain more by defecting if you defect. So rationally, the prisoner's dilemma is set up so that rational agents will both defect, but will end up in the worst possible outcome for the group by doing so. They'd be better off by cooperating, but they're both. Oh, I like this graph. But they're but their own score maximizing incentives prevent them from getting there, because they're perfectly logical. So they have to always choose to defect. Let's iterate it. To cut to the chase, and they both want to maximize their own score. Anyways. To cut to the chase, Prisoner's Dilemma played for one round is kind of boring. The game gets interesting when it's repeated over multiple iterations. Hey, there was a game based a bit around that, TV show. The idea was, I forgot how much money, but let's say it's 1 million. There are a rule where you can either choose to keep it, but if both people choose that, you get 0. You can either both choose to share, and then the money gets split in half, and then you both get half. So it's either you're greedy, or you're the opposite of greedy. That was a pretty funny show, because they ran it with like many different people. With multiple iterations, you have to play with the same pen pal over and over. When this happens, your pen pal can punish you for defecting from the deal in the previous round. They can also reward you for cooperating with them in previous rounds by cooperating more. Let's call this version Iterated Prisoner's Dilemma. The way it's going to work is there will be a pool of many agents. You will be paired up with other agent number 1 and play arbitrarily many rounds, and you'll take home some dollars. Then you will be paired with other agents number 2 and play arbitrarily many rounds, and you'll take home some dollars, and so on, until you've played everyone else. Your total overall score is your average performance across all these 1v1s. Whereas the best strategy for one round version is to always defect. The best when you're iterating actually depends on the other agents in the pool. Are you surrounded by a cruel world of always defectors? Well, if they're perfectly logical, then I would say yes, right? you actually would only get taken advantage of if you ever cooperate. So you're best off continuing to defect. Yeah, exactly. Are you surrounded by a loving world of always cooperators? They actually don't mind if you betray them, so you get to score a beefy +5 per round by always defecting against them as well. In fact, against any strategy that doesn't respond differently to different stimuli from you, such as 50-50 random, you might as well defect since you can get away with it. However, if you're surrounded with cautious tit-for-tat strategies, which play the same move you played them on the previous round, then you'd be bringing both yourself and themselves down by always defecting. Your performance isn't determined by whether you beat this opponent. It's your overall average score. So tearing down both parties is bad. In a world of tit for tat, you're best off always cooperating with them. Also, did I commit already? I did, nice. So that you and they can reap the benefits of +3 co-ops together. Here's a bit of an academic context. Political science professor Robert Axelrod ran an experiment in 1980 where he invited game theorists to submit 15 unit strategies and found that tit for tat won. Wait, so how are we supposed to gain $1,000? You can think of my tournament here in 2021 as heavily inspired by him, but massively multiplayer this time. Everyone on the internet is allowed to enter their strategies, even if they have no education at all. Oh, that's cool, okay. One more visual ways of exploring Prisoner's Dilemma? Check out this place, yeah. This place awesome video on the topic. With all that being said, here are the details of my Prisoner's Dilemma. The one that's happening with you, viewers. You guys can check out my Prisoners repo here. Every folder is a rational agent that follows some strategy based on the game's turn history and its own internal memory. The tournament organizer will pit each strategy against each other. Nice. If you run the tournament now, tit for tat, Forgiven, and Simpleton often find themselves near the top of the list, gaining on average. Your goal is to code up a new strategy, even better than those. To create your own strategies, whatever. Also feel free to describe your rationale. Nice. When I've got all your strategies collected in one place, I will combine them with that list of 9 examples. Whoever's single strategy takes the top spot will win that. Of one of the 9 win, but I hope that doesn't happen. Disclaimer, just because your strategy performs well against the 9 doesn't mean it will perform against other user submitted. Pretty cool. Nobody else will win anything beside the extremely fun. Okay. Please. Yeah. Wait, I missed something. No using libraries. This is to protect against infinite loops, and oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. If I have any suspicion, intentionally inefficient with loops or sleep. Yeah. Hey, that's a fun thing. It's hard to think of a strategy that's gonna beat it, but if I understood correctly, you're allowed to read your opponent's history, right? Let's look at the code here really fast. Oh, I I'm not allowed to middle click on that? Oh man, I'm so pissed. Yeah, but I should be allowed to middle click. Tit for tat, that's what I want to see. Yeah, I think the best strategy would be, so you're allowed to, wait, history? Okay, let's go read what a history is. Get visible. Yeah, never mind. I can see how this can... Yeah. I can see how you can code a better strategy. That doesn't always... Like, depending on your opponent's own strategy. The problem is, though, that if you... Yeah, this is complex, actually. Let's say that your strategy is to analyze other people's strategy and try to counter it. Then you're also yourself leaving a history that other bots can then like use against you. Also, if every bot is a tit for tat, yeah, this gets complex pretty fast. So wait, what? Returns a 2. Yeah. Simpleton. Interesting. Grim trigger. The rest of the time. Yeah, also this thing kind of wrecks a lot of strategies where you're always defect, always cooperate. And I'm guessing you can't like inspect the code, only the history, right? So yeah, that's kind of dangerous. I could see how... I see. So like one of the strategies would be to always be nice at the start. And then have like this Grim Reaper thing where you start to have a more complex logic after that. But maybe not. The thing though is that, let's say you end up in this Grim trigger. Then E also becomes like, let's say you start and you're always cooperative. Then you do the whole history, cooperate. Then isn't that a tie, pretty much? You don't get any advantage. So then for the whole tournament, then you have to get an edge by playing against other strategies. I'll put a star here so that I can come back. Yeah. So tit for tat beats the other one because you start by wrecking this when he's not been wrong yet. So he gives you the whole thing. And then from then on, you become greedy. So you at least... I guess that's true. Well, is it? No, because tit for tat also ends up cooperating, right? Because this other guy always wants to be nice. So this one will always also be nice. Yeah. So if this is more than one, so I guess choice 1 means give. Choice 0 means don't give. So yeah. But in this tournament, so people are gonna try to be smarter than that. I wonder what the issues are. An important typo, that's funny. Grim Tripper? Grim Tripper? What is that? I don't see a Grim Tripper. What the heck? Scroll up and you're gonna see the link. It's a contest to win $1,000. It's ncase.me trust. No, never mind. Wait, they don't link to the website from here? Who's hosting it? Carrie KH, which is apparently a YouTuber. Pretty cool thing. So wait, what did people say here? I'm guessing he means Grim Trigger. Yeah, for the rest of the round. Yeah, exactly. You need to, like against that one, you need to not be the first to defect. That way you at least get 3 or 5, right? No, 3. Oh yeah, you need to all. That's true. This always cooperate kind of messes up the Grim Tripper. Because against that one, you're actually allowed to abuse the trust. Yeah. So it's about probabilities in the end. Now I see why they're banning. You're not allowed to write to a file. That would be so funny though if you did. You write to a file or somehow like a preserve memory to learn more and more about the tournament. tit for tat. If you defect, yeah, exactly. Pretty cool things. It brings some good discussions. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Close that, close that. Alright, I should end the stream. I gotta go eat. I'm gonna code this thing tomorrow, most likely. I'm really happy that it's not as hard as I thought. I might take part, but I have to like a lot of this contest is about understanding the meta. It's not really like you can do the same strategy next year if the like let's say you win first place. Then next year the contest is there again. This time your first place will not happen. So it's all about understanding the competition. What do you expect? How many Grim Reapers? So it's not like a problem that you can really solve. So essentially the way to win this is to look at all the discussions that everyone's having. Try to understand your opponents and then beat them that way. But at the same time, like the things like tit for tat is the best one, not for no reason, right? Yeah, exactly. It might be a good idea though to have probabilities, like randomness. So essentially you have a strategy. So you try to figure out how many Grim Reapers you expect in the tournament, how many of everything. And then at the start of the game, you do a random to say, okay, this is what I expect this game to be against. And then play to beat that, even though you're probably wrong. But if you have like the probabilities, you might end up being right enough time that you win. So essentially it's a bot that would have all the logic to beat everything else. I think it would work. Though maybe it would. No, I think it's possible to that it works. Because let's say you're always with someone that cooperates, then your best bet is to always defect. If it's the other way, then you also should defect. If you're against the Grim Trigger, then you should always cooperate. So the thing changes based on who you're against. And maybe some logic to revert back. So let's say that you think that you're against a cooperative person, then you play to take, but then after one turn you realize, oh, never mind, they're not always cooperative, then you can readjust the strategy. But sometimes you'll be right. Yeah, random. I might try to do my logic and see if it can win this tournament. But I think that everyone else will also think about that. And if a random wins, it's kind of boring, right? Because did you really learn something? Anyways, I should go eat. Yeah, but random with extra logic, like the thing I just thought about. Alright, hey, thanks for watching, everyone. That's hard, yeah. If you're not in my Discord, feel free to join. And I think I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'm finally like able to understand what I'm coding. And it's not too hard anymore. Peace.